Hello, YouTubers, it's Sentai Michael from Screen Productions. Bring you a new podcast from my typical The Super Sentai Review. And like always, I'm going to speak very loudly, very clearly, and very slowly in case you don't understand it. Also, I'll try to do my best not to breathe so hard during this audio podcast recording, not to cause any audio feedback as well. Anyway, let's get into the latest episode of Zyuohger. Actor after the disappearance from Key Whale, after the disappearance of Key Whale, after the disappearance of Key Whale, Tuss Armor and Armor Leo took Selma and Mondo back to Yamato's uncle house while Yamato looked for where Key Whale was full off to. Now, cause of the effect of the poison that Carbide tried to use on Kid Whale was affecting Mono and Selma pretty badly. So Toss had came up with a recipe to help them get rid of the poison instead of their bodies. And that's when his Uncle Mario was wondering what the hell happened to Mondo and Selma, and Arm was like, oh, they got poisoned by Jesus. So basically, Mondo was like, hey, why don't you just take him to the goddamn hospital? He said, don't worry, hospital. He said, don't worry about that. Well, Armor and them was just playing it off like, it was, they just got sting a little bit, so basically we can take care of them, and Uncle Mario was like, okay, but if they do get worse, you need to take them to the hospital. So with Tuts's homemade antidote, even though it was nasty as hell, Selma and Mondo started to feel a little bit better, and they both passed out from the taste and smell of Tuts's nasty antidote. Meanwhile, Yamato searched for Q-Well in his Ego Zord, trying to find out the whereabouts. Meanwhile, on a different ship, Master Guinness and was talking to his lieutenant. He said, I always thought that, I always thought that that bungalow was up to no good. So basically, I think he's done, after seeing Kid Will in the action, he figured, let's go try a different approach. So basically, Master Guinness did not want Bungley to get his hands on Kid Whale. So basically, he gave Nadia a briefcase with a new super robot inside to go get Kid Whale. Go get Kid Whale. So anyway, the next day it was morning time. Yamato managed to find Keyworld at some little closed off lake. So he contacted others and told to meet there, but Mondo and Selma were still a little bit mobilized from the poison, so basically they have to stay behind. Meanwhile, Bungaloo was near the area where Yamato spotted Q-Well from. So basically, Carmine showed out of nowhere and like, Master Guinness is on to you. Tell her that Master Guinness is on to you. It's about Q-Well. He's gonna do anything to stop you to getting Keywell, and like, Bungly's like, oh, gate to the heads up. So anyway, I won't forget this. I won't forget this. Get your helping for your intonation. He said, Bungley said, my offer still stands. I will still help you take down Master Guinness after he destroys the world. So basically, Koban said, yes, all right then, but still, it's better than me not meet for a while, because I think he might be on to me or whatnot. So anyway, Koban disappeared, and Bungley went to the lake where Keywell was. Yamato spotted Keywell, and Keywell put up this weird water defense around his body. So basically, Yamato must have figured since the original Zyuohger Ranger is dead, he probably won't accept me as his pilot. So basically, Yamato said I had to earn Keywell's trust, and that's what Bungley showed up, and Yamato, him and Yamato started to fight. So anyway, meanwhile, Nadia Spontamolis, was heading towards the lake where Keywell was, but Leo and Alma intercepted them, and they started to do battle. Nadia had the briefcase with the new robot, with the new super robot that Master Guinness gave her, and she was about to head to the lake, but Tussa stopped them. So basically, she had to do battle with Tussa, go for Arma, Tussa, and Leo first. So anyway, the battle between Yamato and Bungley was not going so well. Bungley managed to get the upper hand and was about to attack Keywell, but out of nowhere, Selma and Mando managed to stop Bungley's attack against Keywell. Turns out Tussa's ended up with his work, and they was able to move again. So basically, the others managed to take out the moolies, but Nadia managed to take out take out Tussa, Alma, and Leo, and she headed to the lake with the super robot and activated it and hopped inside the new super robot and started to attack Keywell. After seeing what Keywell watches how Yamato defended him against Bungley's attacks and Daria's attacks, he decided to set Yamato as its pilot. So basically, Yamato transformed into his whale human form and hopped in the cockpit of Keywell, and together they send Bungley flying and do battle with Naria's super robot that Master Guinness gave him. So basically, Yamato activated Keywell's robot form with the whale chain gun, or the Q whale gun, I call it, and transformed Keywell into his Doki Kaio. So with Keywell finishing weapon with the whale spear in gun mode, they managed to destroy the super robot that Master Guinness gave Nadia. But before Nadia evacuated the robot, Master Guinness told him that make sure you bring the memory card back with you. So Nadia took the memory card from the robot and and teleported out of the water when it was about to explode. So anyway, back at Uncle Mario's house, Keywell and the other Q-Zords in their small forms was enjoying themselves, and the Zords was enjoying themselves as well. At the pit, they glad they come, they happy to have Keywell as part of their Q-Zord force. So anyway, somewhere in the forest, but we see an injured Bungley was pissed off how Yamato got control of Q-Quell, and he swore revenge against Yamato and the other villains, for gaining control over Q-Quell. Meanwhile, on the Death Alien ship, Nadia handed Master Guinness the mini card from the super robot she was piloting. It was like, and she was kissing Master Guinness' ass, sorry about how I felt against, the others, the Zoantas, getting too well and all. And Zion was like, don't worry. I'll make sure I'll catch the two to ourselves. But Master Gibbons said there's no need with this mini card. With this mini card for the robot, we're going to really have some fun with the Zoandas and the Qs and the Qs are now, and Mexican started to laugh all evilly, and this is how the episode ended. So basically, Master Guinness is. It's about time that Master Guinness really feel like, Master Guinness seems like he let Bungley do what he was doing, let Bungley, get away with all the things he was doing, just to figure out what was he doing on Earth in the first place. So basically, whatever he has in plan for the Zyuohger, but that miracle is not going to be a good thing for them. But anyway, this episode was very good. So anyway, like anything else, this is Michael signing off. Later.